Hello, good morning everybody. I've had a couple of false starts today and that's why the painting is further ahead than I had meant it to be when I started recording. I've just got cross with Maisie because she was eating the couch and she's actually made quite a big hole in it, so I'd put her in the hall now and hopefully we'll be undisturbed. No, Maisie's the puppy, in case you thought I was a child. So I'm going to paint this jug of flowers today. Spring is a lovely time of flowering plants, and if you've got some in your garden, great. If not, just make some up, or get yourself a jug that you like in your house, or a little mug or something that you might like the look of, and put it on a table, and then invent some flowers. Or you could find some pictures in a magazine or something. Gardening magazines are good, obviously. Okay, so what I've done here is did a grey background. I mixed some black and white and made some grey, and then I put some masking tape down like that. I put it across there so that when I was painting the top of the table, I just painted below the masking tape, and then I lifted it off, and it left me with quite a straight line for the table. And actually, when you put on acrylic paint like that, and then it's quite wet at the bottom, it does this nice thing as it dries. I'm going to see if I can wipe away the paint and leave some drops. You know, it was still too wet to do the nice thing I was talking about, so I'm going to leave it and see if it'll do that on the other half. But for now, I'm going to cover that again because I want it to be darker down there than it is on the surface. So I'm going to make some more dark green with you see, you can't see them here now, but I've got a palette down here. I'm going to actually turn the phone down a little bit so you can see the palette and the tabletop, hopefully, as well as the flowers that I'm painting. That's okay, isn't it? Yeah. So I'm making that dark green again in order that I can put it here, because I wanted that to be dark green. See how it's darker below and brighter on the top. And if you are painting flowers from life, you could set them up so that you're at eye level to them, because I think it makes it a more interesting angle to see the flowers from. So this was the shape I was going to use for the vase. I just put down some blue paint for the vase. And then as I was getting cross with Maisie, I noticed there was a magazine with some blue on it that I quite like. I just thought that's quite a nice shape for it's just quite a nice pattern, really. It's a painting from a magazine, I think. I'm just going to put it down like that. So I've glued the shape of the vase. No, you're saying, gosh, that's not the shape of that jug. And I don't think it is either, but I quite like not getting the shape exactly right to begin with and then making adjustments, like maybe tearing. I might actually use a bit of that now for the handle. Tear a piece off and stick it on for where the handle would be. And it also means that I've got some ground to fill in with things like the oil pastels. I can draw the rest of the vase with the oil pastels. And if I wanted to. Okay. Sometimes you do stuff like that and you find, actually I quite like the vase not being exactly the same shape. I keep calling it a vase and it's a jug. Okay, so it's wider than it is high. So from where I'm looking at it, it's going to lift off some shapes between the leaves. I put down the green and now I'm lifting off the shapes in between them. To be honest, that's more the colour of the primroses, isn't it? I'm going to use that for the primrose. So when I lift off, that's going to be flower rather than background. It's still there. My goodness, I've only got just under a minute left. So I'm going to do that thing with the flower. I'm wanting to explain these flowers. Let's see. That's where the primrose is going to be. And there's some over here. One above and one below. So if you've got a surface that's got gesso on it, it'll allow you to lift off like that. If you've not got that surface, then it doesn't matter. It's just another way of making the colour. You can just put on white paint to describe where the primroses are. Okay. So it's starting to look, I think, like primrose shapes. I've only just got a couple of, 30 seconds now, so I'm just going to put on the shape of the purple flowers. And I'm going to do the drawing to describe the vase that I was talking about, and I might do a little bit more after the video. So paint some flowers today.